Kia ora tātou. It's my pleasure to be able to welcome you to this ceremony on behalf of the School of Business. As you're probably aware, the School of Business is one of the four that make up the Bay of Plenty Polytechnic. Students who are graduating this evening are being awarded certificates and diplomas that have been completed over periods between 6 months and 2 years of full-time study. I'd just like to recognise, as Alan has said, all the hard work that goes into getting these qualifications. And I'd also like to acknowledge that as Tauranga increasingly becomes a centre for tertiary study, many of our students who are studying within our school are actually living and studying elsewhere in New Zealand and actually elsewhere in the world. And we have students in our immigration program, for example, from 9 different countries who've completed the qualifications in the last 6 months. For many of our online students, coming to this graduation is the first time they come face to face with their tutors and their staff. So they may have seen their staff on Adobe Connect, or we've seen our students through Adobe Connect and online, but it's actually face to face for many of us tonight, so that's quite a special occasion. I'd also like to acknowledge the family and friends and whānau of our graduates. We know that getting at tertiary qualifications is a family affair, and there's a lot of support goes into it. Along with Alan, I'd just like to thank the School of the Business Study. There's a great team who who've taught students this year, have marked their work in a very short time, and one of the characteristics of the Bay of Plenty Polytechnic is that we graduate our students in the year in which they complete their qualifications. So our examinations were only being completed 2 or 3 weeks ago, and with our immigration program we were waiting for courier packs to come back to places from Tel Aviv and Beijing, and it adds extreme pressure to get all that done in time. In particular, in our school, Liz, Sam, Patsy and Victoria have been stalwarts in putting together this graduation for us. As a school, we don't operate in isolation from either our students or our community, and I'd just like to acknowledge the support we get from the business community for work placements, guests, sponsorship and membership of our local advisory committees. A number of community representatives are here this evening, and some will be presenting prizes just shortly. We have a number of special guests here that have had a close association with our school, and I'd just like to acknowledge them. On stage, as Alan said, is Paula Keats, and Paula is the President of the New Zealand Society of Conveyances, and she's going to provide an award to the top academic student. And also sitting down in front of me is Sharon Schneebly from the Society, who was the first graduate of the conveyancing qualification and is a conveyancer in Tauranga. John Tressler's the Dean of the Waikato Management School, and we have a very special relationship with the Waikato Management School. Many of our students gain our qualifications and either remain in Tauranga or go on to Hamilton to finish Waikato Management degrees. Jenny Lee is here from BDO Accountants and is going to present a prize. Similarly, Andrew Bird from KPMG. Richard Day he's from Ingamore Accountants, and Richard's also representing the New Zealand Institute of Chartered Accountants. Ian Gray is here both as the secretary of a group, an IT group in Tauranga that's called Rhubarb, and he's also the manager of a real company that's called Cucumber Software, which is based in Tauranga. And Phil Radford is here of Radford Software, and also on stage we have Tim Searle from Origin Technology, who's a key member in our local advisory committee. Tim has a history of being a student of the Bay of Plenty Polytechnic, going off to other tertiary institutions, coming back to teach for us, and then now playing a key role in the local industry. So I'd just like to thank those people. There are 4 groups within the School of Business Studies. Last evening, as Alan mentioned, we had one of our groups, it's the Tourism and Hospitality, had a very successful graduation in here last evening, and there are 3 other groups that qualifications come from this evening. The first group is the New Zealand Diploma in Business, and that's looked at, and Peter and Rani are the key players in there, and they'll be awarding qualifications and some prizes. This year, in conjunction with the University of Waikato, we've successfully introduced a public relations major within the qualifications, and next year we're going to develop and introduce a strategic management major within the diploma and the degrees. As I mentioned, the relationship with the university is very important to the Polytech. Just the second group is in information technology, and both Jeanette and John are going to come up on stage to present qualifications to students, the Civic in Computing and our diplomas in information technology. We've seen a major increase in the number of graduates from our IT qualifications this year, and we've also seen the largest number of BSc graduates where our students complete 2 years with us and then move in most of them staying in Tauranga to the BSc with the University of Waikato. The third group comprises two major parts. The first is legal studies with Lynette, Jenny and Gary as the program coordinators. We've had very strong growth and demand for our immigration qualification, which we deliver on behalf of New Zealand and across the world. And as I mentioned, we've got students in 9 countries, and earlier this week, one of our students rang me up to discuss the course, and he was ringing from Las Vegas, so it's actually become quite an international qualification. We've got increasing demand for a legal executive qualification we offer, and we're delivering that in Tauranga, Auckland, and online across New Zealand. And we're working with the New Zealand Society of Conveyances to look at a Bachelor of Conveyancing degree in the future. In the applied management area, we've done really well, and we've got a lot of success with our business admin level 2 students. We've had a large number of those this year, and some of them are going to come across the first group to come across the stage. And also we've had really strong industry support and industry and student appreciation for our first line management qualification, which Tania looks after. So we've got excellent staff, facilities and capabilities, but we are, of course, only as good as our graduates, and this celebration is about our graduates. So I'd like now to move to awarding of the certificates and diplomas that all of our students have earned this year. What will happen is, as I call out each program, the students will come across the stage and meet the program coordinator, and they will be then handed their qualification. So if the students from each qualification could then go to the left-hand side of the stage and stay there as a group until all the people getting that qualification have been acknowledged. And then if there are any prizes, we will call the person back from that group. Just immediately in front of the program coordinator giving the awards is the photographer who's going to record the occasion. I'd like to, the first qualification we're going to award this evening is the National Certificate in Business Administration and Computing Level 2, and I'd like to call on Tania Worry to come on stage to present this. The first student that will receive this qualification from Tania this evening is Aramoana Andrews. Karen Cowell. Brenz Dixon Kurarangi. Sally Doby. Teresa Emerson. Catherine Farrell. Alicia Foley. Priscilla Korn. LJ Leo. Asher Lodge. Tammy Luca. Helen McConchie. Dirk McTavish. Kushla Mills. Michaela More. Final round of applause for the students getting the Biz Admin Level 2. The next group of students that are going to be, the next qualification that's going to be awarded by Tania is students receiving the National Certificate in Business Administration and Computing Level 3. The first student who's going to receive this from Tania this evening is Linley Broom. Chanel Burgess Warrington. Alicia Discom. Grace Gardner. Gagandeep Kaur. Dallas Latham. Alice Marsom. Shannon North. Caitlin O'Connor. Lana Rose. Lorraine Taylor. Michelle Weber. Jennifer Vijay Singh. Rowie Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the students who've all been awarded the National Certificate in Business Administration and Computing Level 3. The next qualification that Tania is going to award this evening is the National Certificate in Business First Line Management Level 4. And the first student receiving this from Tania this evening is Hinu Abraham. Deborah Boyd. Hannah Cameron. Jamie Nakai. Christine Molinar. Mohammed Munif. Faye Murray. Sharon Pickering. Philip Robinson. Stacey Sibley. Marcus Vise. Ashley Waghorn. Glenda Warner. Rebecca Watts. And ladies and gentlemen, those are the students who've been awarded the National Certificate in Business First Line Management. The next qualification that's going to be awarded by the Program Coordinator Lynette Steele is for the NZIM Certificate in Management Level 4. There's only one graduate here, and I'll just wait till Lynette gets here. The New Zealand Institute of Management Certificate in Management Level 4 that Lynette's going to award, the one person who's here this evening to receive that is Justin Wilson. Just like you to remain on stage, Justin. There's actually a prize for this, the NZIM Certificate in Management Award. It's for the top student award. This prize is awarded to the graduate achieving the highest total mark from their 5 best individual papers for the qualification, and the recipient to receive this from Lynette is in fact Justin Wilson. Congratulations, Justin. Thanks, Lynette. The next qualifications that are going to be awarded this evening is the National Certificate in Real Estate Salesperson Level 4. And Gary, as the Program Coordinator, Gary Chapman, is going to award this qualification. The first student to receive this qualification this evening from Gary is Anna L. Judy Green. Rachel Johnson. Bobby Kincaid. Peter Medcalf. Is Peter here? Ladies and gentlemen, those are the graduates of the real estate qualification. Thank Gary for presenting those. The next qualification that we're going to present is the Bay of Plenty Polytechnic Diploma in Conveyancing, Level 6. I'd just like to ask Jan Clark to present that qualification. And the first person who's going to receive the Diploma in Conveyancing this evening from Jan is Ty Bridgman Razon. Karen Fa'alilo. Belinda King. Trudy Seymour. Joe Shannon. Paulette Sorensen. There is a prize awarded to these for the top student. It's called the Lester Dempster Memorial Award, and Lester Dempster is really the father of conveyancing in New Zealand, because Lester was the person who advocated the change for conveyancing to become a profession in New Zealand. Up until probably the Lawyers and Conveyances Act was passed in 2006 and came into effect in 2008. Conveyancing was the sole preserve of the legal profession, and Lester allowed that to be sort of that monopoly position to be overtaken, and now we have a professional conveyancing industry in New Zealand, much as they do in other countries in the world, such as Australia and England. I'd just like to, before this prize is awarded to the graduate receiving the highest average mark from their best 6 subjects, and just before I call the person's name out, I'd just like to invite Paula Keats, who's the head of the New Zealand Institute of Conveyancers, to say a couple of words. Paula?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Paula Keats and I am the President of the New Zealand Society of Conveyancers. I thank you for the opportunity to come up here tonight. I've flown up from Wellington just for this ceremony. Firstly, I'd like to say thanks to the Bay of Plenty Polytech and their continued excellent delivery of the Conveyancing Diploma, and in particular the great work of Jan Clark and her team. The Lester Dempster Memorial Award recognises the top graduating student of the New Zealand Diploma of Conveyancing. Lester Dempster was the founding conveyancer in New Zealand and directly responsible for the implementation of the Lawyers and Conveyancers Act 2006, which, as David has mentioned, came into force in 2008. It is through Lester's vision and determination that the profession of conveyancer has been established and is now firmly entrenched in New Zealand. Graduating students can look forward to an exciting and rewarding career through employment and property law, as well as the opportunity to practice on their own account eventually. It is with great pleasure that we recognise and celebrate the top graduating student tonight, and also acknowledge all graduating conveyancing students this year as we wish them well in their future careers.
Thanks, Paula. And the first recipient of this award is sitting down the front, Sharon, and I'd just like to announce tonight's recipient. The person who's receiving this award this evening as the top academic student this year is Ty Bridgman Razon. Congratulations, Ty, and thank you, Paula, for coming today, this evening. And those are the Diploma in New Zealand, the Bay of Plenty Diploma in Conveyancing students. I'd just like to acknowledge them again.